Hey guys, it's bringing you another video. Now, welcome to another Q&A. So I haven't done one in a few weeks, and yeah, I thought I'd do one as we've got a bunch of questions about a couple things actually, which is good. I've got maybe over 100 questions. We're not obviously going to get through all of them, but we've been taking them from the YouTube community page, the Discord server, and Twitter. So I'm going to start on the community page, and if that's enough, then we won't go anywhere else. But yeah, it'll be good. So the first question I will say isn't technically about League. The way we're going to go about this is we're going to start with technically a question from a different game called Valorant or Project A. Some of you probably know what that is. If you don't, bear with me. Then we're going to answer some League of Legends questions, and then we're going to go on to more personal things, namely like the fitness and stuff, because there are quite a lot of questions about that. So number one was, I had a bunch of questions basically on the lines of, am I looking forward to Valorant, which is obviously the new first-person shooter game coming out by Riot in this upcoming summer? And the answer to that is a heavy yes. And I don't know if I can express that enough. All I'll say right now is everybody knows that Season 10 is a little bit rough. I weirdly am experiencing a very rough period right now. But the plan in my back of my mind was always I am going to be playing this game. Now, my dream is that I can make content on this game and you guys want to see it, obviously. And I know not everybody's going to want to watch a FPS gameplay, but obviously I do 2 videos a day, one of which is always going to be League, and one may turn into Valorant, or maybe a couple of those second videos of the day will turn into Valorant. If it obviously takes off, then we might do it more in terms of like the view numbers and stuff. But I have played League for 10 years. I still love the video game, but I, at the moment, am a little bit drained with it. Not even like, the weird thing is I'm not even drained by the video game. I'm drained by the quality of ranked play, the toxicity in the community, stuff that I think Riot could fix, but they're just a bit too lazy to do so. So yeah, like we'll see. But Valorant, just to make it clear, Riot actually sent me a massive folder of all stuff that I've been looking through actually the last couple of days about Valorant. So I've got gameplay footage, I've got like little fact sheets that I can get all the information about the game, like the minimum specifications of like how do you play on like a PC and stuff. Does seem, by the way, it's a PC game. In all of the stuff that I've been given, there is no mention of consoles at all. So I think it's basically a new Counter-Strike is what they're aiming for. And if you don't know, basically Riot's making a 5v5 competitive shooter. Think of Counter-Strike Go. Counter-Strike is easily its biggest comparison, but mix a few abilities in. So it's not like a realistic tactical shooter. It's realistic in terms of accurate aiming. It's not cartoon aim. It's like there will be a hip spray patterns and stuff you're going to have to learn for the weaponry, which is great, but then throw in like a little bit of Overwatch abilities here or there. Like that's basically what Valorant is. There's a buy system that you'll have to buy each round, or if you die, I presume you lose your weapon, to then you have to buy like another one the next round. Very similar to Counter-Strike Go. So yes, I will be playing it, and in the next couple days, I actually am planning to make a video talking about that game with all the stuff that Riot has sent me. So, like, see what I think about it. Because if you guys don't know, I used to be somewhat of a competitive FPS player. Used to play Call of Duty on the Game Battles ladder. Admittingly, it wasn't on the best of systems or anything like that, but it's what I had at the time. But I was in the top 5 of Europe on the Game Battles ladder at one point. I think I was actually ranked 1 for like a few weeks as well. So, wasn't too bad at Call of Duty back in the day. But obviously, yeah, way more interested in Valorant than pretty much any other game at the moment. That is a multiplayer game. Obviously, I'm waiting for like Cyberpunk and stuff, but that's going to be a game that I play in my own spare time probably. But when it comes to content creation and streaming, yes, I'm waiting for Valorant. Hopefully, the testing for it won't be too long away. Looking at all the stuff that Riot sent me, it looks pretty polished already, so it shouldn't be that long, I'd imagine. So now let's get into some League of Legends questions. Another big one I had was, why is Season 10 so rough? I think one of them was like, I watch a bunch of content creators and that you're all having a rough time right now. Without, obviously, it's anything I'm going to say is going to sound like complaining, and it is in the end of the day. Season 10 is the result of Season 9. And it's the result of the MMR being broken. It's the result of Riot, I don't even know what to say, I guess embracing toxicity more nowadays. Because if you look at the people that they promote, and if you go on Twitch right now, who's at the higher views, it's toxic people generally. You know, I know that sounds bad, but it is. The League community is fairly toxic, so I think Riot's just kind of gone, we're a toxic community, we're not going to do anything about it anymore, which that kind of sucks for those of us that aren't toxic. But yeah, it's the result of Season 9. So again, for those that are unaware, I'm sure it has affected other places, but I think Diamond and maybe Better has got affected more. So last season with the MMR being broken, there was a solid 2 months of the season that the MMR was simply broken. You could climb with a negative win rate. Diamond, as a rating, legitimately doubled in size. Do remember, with all the changes that Riot were planning to do, we're introducing Iron, we're introducing Grandmaster. That idea was to make Diamond feel better, not worse, but it obviously went the completely wrong way. It doubled in size. There's a lot of people in Diamond that, if we're completely honest, wouldn't be there unless the MMR system was broken and they played during that time. So I don't blame the players for using that. It's just Riot didn't do the right thing and, like, either restart the season, decay the people who, you know, have a negative win rate at the time. It's just been a absolute fiesta, and I'm not entirely sure what to do, if I'm honest. So for the last few streams, have been having a very rough time, to the point that I'm basically nearly in tears at the end of the streams. And I'm not kidding. It's a very stressful situation to be, trying to get 2 videos a day done for you guys that I'm happy with. And it's basically either I don't have any content, or right now, in my mind, I'm uploading content that I'm not incredibly happy with. I just can't find a game that's good. Every game, there seems to be, like yesterday, my last 2 games, I think, rage quitters in both, I think. It's just an absolute nightmare right now. And again, Riot's not doing anything about it, so it kind of seems I'm in this loop of just bad. So this upcoming week, I will announce right now, all the League content that I'm going to be making will be in normal games. It was either have literally a break, literally do not stream for like a week, do not play League for a week, and I obviously have no content then for a week, which sucks, or take a little bit of a chill. It is a video game. I'm supposed to be having fun. I still enjoy the video game. It's just the ranked experience at the moment is absolutely awful. So let's just play normals for a week or so, try to get a little bit of fun back into the channel, fun back in me, and that might help. Another thing that I think I'm allowed to talk about, well, I've been told I'm allowed to talk about, that I'm actually looking forward to, Twitch Rivals Europe is upcoming. So obviously I've competed in quite a lot of the Twitch Rivals. I'm known to be kind of the UK Twitch Rivals guy at this stage. Like, Twitch use me to like ask who should they have in and stuff. I've been selected. I think it's been confirmed, probably. I've been selected as one of the captains. So it's a captain format. So I think North America's already had this once or twice before. And I think there's been some drama with it. Like people have promised, oh yeah, I'll pick you, and then they don't end up picking somebody. But the general idea is Twitch, and I guess then maybe Riot combined, pick maybe 8 players. I think it may be 8 or 10 or 12. 8 players to be captains. And then on the 19th, so in about a week's time, roughly, there will be a stream that all of us captains are on the stream, and we draft our teams. So basically, Twitch partners who are League players get to potentially sign up. You do obviously have to, you know, like Twitch has to approve you and stuff to be in the pool, and then we pick the players that we want. I think most people can guess who I'm going to be going for. It's like there's 2 ways to go about it as a captain. You either go crazy try hard and you pick all like the challenger players, like, and the ex-pros, and you, again, it's a $75,000 prize pool, so you could try hard and go for money. I don't really care about that. I think most people would probably know. So I'm going for fun. So I'm going to pick my friends. So I know I've already asked like who's in the pool, and they haven't got the completed pool yet, but they are building it. And I do know a couple of my friends are already in the pool of players, so I'll just be picking them. You know, it'll just be a fun atmosphere. Obviously, yes, I'll record it here for YouTube. Maybe we'll be doing flex queue for training, and that can be here on YouTube. Obviously, the games themselves, I think, is at the end of this month, the beginning of next month. And yeah, it'll just be a bunch of fun. I'm looking forward to that. And again, as I said, I like League. It's just rank that's getting me down. It's solo queue that's getting me down. Well, this is competitive tournament play. That's awesome. Worth also noting, I don't believe it's draft. I think it's blind pick again. So that does mean, obviously, one tricks will be a factor. But yeah, it's really nice that I am chosen to be a captain of only like 8 people or whatever. Like, again, as I said, I wasn't just saying it earlier. I kind of am the Twitch Rivals UK guy. Like, anything to do with Twitch, even YouTube at this rate, but with League of Legends, I'm always the one asked. I'm always the one being talked to. And obviously, I'm not. Well, I'm actually one of the biggest UK. I might be the biggest UK streamer now. That isn't toxic. Yeah, that might actually be true. So yeah, it's a good place to be, and it's also a testament that you don't have to be the biggest as well. You just have to be nice and not controversial or crazy. So I'm pretty happy with that. And obviously the Twitch stream at the moment's been doing fantastic. We've been averaging, I think, about 500 viewers, 400 to 500 viewers now, 2,000 Twitch subs. So it's been going pretty well. Obviously, I still love YouTube, obviously, but the grind sometimes does get a bit too much. And that's why we're going to play normals next week. I should hopefully have no problem getting normal game content, I would think. I played 2 with Vixie last night, and I did really well in both of those normal games. So, yeah, should be good. All right, next question is, when should I start learning unlocked screen? As soon as you start playing League of Legends. The longer you leave it, the harder it's going to be for you. Some people say you don't have to learn not to use it. I would beg to differ. I know you can probably get to an okay rating with unlocked camera, but as I've always said, it's been a saying for the channel for years, why put yourself in an unnecessary disadvantage? Playing with locked screen is a disadvantage. You're going to be tunneling a lot more, your vision's going to be worse, reaction time is going to be affected by that too. Just force yourself to do it, and trust me, yeah, it's going to feel unnatural probably at the beginning. Within a couple days of playing, you'll get it. It's honestly not that hard. You get used to it very quick. All right, next up is... what are my thoughts on the nerf to towers? They seem way too squishy. They are way too squishy, completely. It kind of goes with my philosophy, or like, not philosophy, my conspiracy that the Riot Balance team is no longer humans. I think it's robots that are in charge. Because if a human playtested that nerf to the tower, I don't see how that would have been made it to live. They're so squishy. So yeah, like in top lane now, one big push, boom, the tower's dead. You're like, eh? So I don't know. I don't know how that made it to live, but yeah. Next up is... Since you're a League partner, and there are many more, didn't you all tell Riot how mucked up their rank system is, or do they not care? I've had conversations with Rioters. The problem that's happened, just to kind of put it down with you guys, I used to know the head of ranked, and well, I still do, but he's no longer the head of ranked. So it used to be a guy called Sap Magic. You know, he was the guy that was trying to make role ranked happen, and I guess mucked up the MMR, and everybody's going to make mistakes. But unfortunately, and I don't know what's happened in the background, but after all the mess happened of Season 9, a few months into the season, he's no longer the head of ranked. So I don't know if he stepped down. I don't know if Riot said we're getting someone else. I've got no idea, and I don't want to speculate about it. But I now do not know who the head of ranked is. And again, make the point clear. It's not like, oh, I know the head of ranked is a guy called Bob. That's the head of rank. And I just simply don't know him. No, different actual thing. I have no idea who is in charge of ranked in Riot anymore. So again, it used to be Sap Magic. He now works on TFT. I don't know who replaced Sap Magic. No idea. So that to me could be kind of the problem. Maybe there isn't a head of ranked right now, or they're so quiet about it because they're not doing anything. And that's my issue, is it just kind of seems Riot has become massively complacent. And I think that is the best way to define what's happened over the last couple of years in League of Legends. It's the biggest video game in the world, or at least here in the West. Nothing even comes close. You know, everybody was about Fortnite. Fortnite, I don't even think got to like a quarter of how big League of Legends is at Fortnite's peak. League is massive. When you're that big, you get lazy. You haven't got a competition. You don't need to be pushed. You don't need to have like crazy player listening skills. You kind of like, we're at the top, so what? I think that's what's happened. What I am hoping, and I will say it sounds a bit harsh, I do hope League of Legends starts to struggle a little with player numbers. Obviously, we're never going to know that, but I will say if you start to see Riot making a bunch of changes in a quick succession, yeah, it's probably because their player numbers is slipping. But I do honestly hope their player numbers will slip. I love the video game, but I think the only way that it's going to get better is if the game starts failing to the point that Riot has to do stuff then. And I think, if I'm honest, the only way that it's going to fail is either time. If it continues this way, I think it'll naturally just start failing. Or secondly, if Valorant, the new game, which does look fantastic, if that does take off in the way that I'm thinking it's going to, then they might start trying with League of Legends more. Now, some people are like, eh? Obviously, Valorant doing well is good for Riot. League doing well is good for Riot. But within a big game company, they are going to have individual targets for each game. They're going to be separate, right? And if Valorant takes a lot of players from League and those players don't return or whatever, League will not be reaching its goals, and then obviously the people who are in charge of League specifically in Riot will get in trouble or whatever, so they'll need to start to do stuff. So I honestly do hope that League starts to struggle a bit just to try and make it better, if that makes sense. Next up is how do I feel about Riot asking the player base about which reworks are next? They've already said they're doing that. So last year they had, I don't know, 5 champions on the vote. So obviously the two that usually it was supposed to only be 1 champion that won, and I'll tell you why 2 obviously got the rework. But Fiddlesticks and Volibear won. I think within that there was Shyvana, Nocturne, and maybe one other champion. But so why was there 2 champions? So technically, if I'm right in saying, I think Volibear won in pretty much every single region apart from one region, and that was China. I got a bug in my room. I think, and it was one of the two ways round. But China voted for one of them, and I think it was Fiddlesticks. And basically, Riot cannot ignore China because of the player number. So if the player number of China is like, we want this, Riot's going to do it because that is the bulk of the players. So, we say, and we have said for ages, oh, League is 100 million players a month. 95 million of those are China. So, yeah, you can't ignore your biggest region. But also, Riot was like, well, the West wanted Volibear, so we'll also give them Volibear. So props to them, they did both. Who would I want to see for the upcoming, though? Udyr, probably. Tryndamere, Master Yi. I've just triggered a lot of people. But no, I'm fine with basic champions being a thing. But I think there is a line of that without obviously wanting to offend people. But let's be honest. Those 3 champions that I mentioned, there isn't exactly skill to play those champions. It's decision-making. So sure, if someone's terrible in decision-making, you're not naturally always going to do well on Master Yi or Tryndamere or Udyr. It does, like, I'd say, all of those 3, Udyr is the hardest to play, by far. I'm not a massive fan of that very, like, I'm just going to run and right-click the end. I think that's just kind of boring. Like, just throw some skill spells in there. I don't know, like, make Master Yi's Q a skill shot or something. Make Tryndamere's, I don't know, his W a very narrow shout. I'm not sure, but, like, they do seem to be problematic. Master Yi especially, in low rating, people absolutely think he's a nightmare to deal with because there's not coordinated CC. In high rating, he's not, but he's also the problem of the funnel strategy, that, like, the Taric mid with Master Yi and stuff. So it's just a couple problems from very basic champions. So I'd maybe those 3. Other than really basic champions, if I had to say maybe a more complicated champion, Quinn. Oh, that's it, Quinn. She would definitely be in my rework. Again, I like the idea of Quinn. She's just a champion without a role. She's not a top laner. She's not a jungler. She's not an AD carry. She legitimately doesn't have a role. So whenever you're taking Quinn, you are technically putting your team at a disadvantage when it comes to having a balanced team comp. Every single time you're picking Quinn. And I'm not even kidding. So Quinn would be cool if they actually gave her a role in her rework. And they've done that in the past. Gangplank used to struggle with that. They reworked him. Boom. He's back and he's pretty good. So, yeah. Next up is, how long have we been going for? Nearly 20 minutes. Okay, cool. We'll talk about some fitness stuff pretty soon because there's honestly about half the questions are about that. Oh, that's an okay one. I've heard you mention very briefly coaching in the past. Would I personally consider coaching to improve my own gameplay? Probably not. Not because I'm cocky, not because I think I'm amazing at the game. It's because I have different goals than I think a lot of players may imagine, or other players have. Again, right now I'm obviously not happy with where I am in ranked, but I'm pretty content of where I've been for many years. Like, people can try to insult me being a diamond player for years. Good luck. I'll never be offended about that. To be the top 1% of the game when I'm streaming and commentating practically every game that I play, that's not bad. Obviously, we peaked in Master last year, and that was after they fixed the MMR and after they did the rank drop. Because obviously, remember, last year, their fix to it was, we're just going to demote everybody down a division. And I think I was in Diamond 2 at the time, and I went down to Diamond 3. They also fixed the MMR, so you didn't gain a lot of rating for even losing and all that. So they fixed that, and then I got Master about a month or so later. So my Master I do count as legitimate. So yeah, no, I don't really need any more than that. I have no aspiration to be a Grandmaster player, Challenger player, hell to the no. You know, all the YouTubers that you practically will see up there, they all have editors. I don't. And for those that are like, why don't you get an editor then? I can't, in my own mind, justify what that would cost to the videos that I make. So if the editor just continue doing what I do, just kind of piece together a live gameplay and do some audio balancing and stuff, it doesn't take that long. There's not fancy editing in there, but I'd be paying an editor hundreds and maybe even a couple thousand a month to do all that for me. It's not worth it. So yes, it's a lot of work for me individually, and I'm practically the only YouTuber of my size that probably still does all my stuff, thumbnails, editing, and all that stuff. But it's just not worth it to me. So when I have in my mind, I'm a League of Legends player, I'm a Diamond player, I have to stream, I've got to do commentaries, I've then got to edit, I've then got to do the thumbnails, I don't have the time to invest in being an insane player. I just simply don't, and I don't have it even in me to probably want that. In not a terrible way. And obviously, yes, I'm sure there's things that a coach could pick at my gameplay. The easy one is going for, obviously, my farm. It's never that good. And that is the biggest thing that gets hit when I'm commentating. Whenever I'm not streaming, my farm goes way up. So I know that, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. You know, with this week of normal games, I'm hoping that kind of resets my love for the game a bit. Mechanically, I still do like it, but just have fun in the game. I think that's something that I've been missing for a while. And then obviously with the rivals, is naturally a great coaching tool. And what I mean by that is I get to play against some really good players. So I 100% know one of the players I'll be probably playing against in this Rivals is Wicked. Me and Wicked, you know, I'd say we've become pretty friendly acquaintances. Wouldn't say friends yet, but if we ever met at a convention, I'm sure we'd probably get along really well. We've spoken quite a lot in the background. Every Rivals, we talk to each other, or who's that guy, we tell each other about people. And that's an ex-pro. That's a guy that was on the world stage not even that long ago, a pro that I looked up to, and now we're friends. The other day he hosted my stream. I'll be laning against Wicked like I do in every Rivals, and trust me, I pick up things. It is 100% true that when you play against someone that's better than you, you learn a lot quicker. And that's like one of the arguments I've always thought about smurfing. That, you know, lower rating people, I understand for your rating, it may not be amazing, but if you're laning against a smurf, watch what they are doing differently to you. I've done it on my main account. There's smurfs in my main account 100%. I watch what they do. And yes, it's frustrating. We're not winning this game. But if you actually take that away, learn from what they're doing, it actually can help you in the long run. So I guess that's my coaching. Playing against people that are better than me, looking what they're doing, looking what they're pushing their advantage. Because 100%, like let's say, just keep going from the Wicked mark, Wicked will probably play Jax or Shen in Rivals. Remember, it's blind pick, so you have to pick something that you just know you can play anything into. So there's one of two things that I do against Wicked specifically. Either I guess he's going to play Shen, and I play something that beats Shen, or I play something that can lane with Shen, or even I play Shen myself and see what he does different. Learn from it. Obviously, I play Shen as well. So that's the kind of point. So that's my coaching. I don't think specifically I'd get a coach, because I know what I need to improve on, but it's just having the time to improve on it. It's also like, can I improve on it while I'm doing all this stuff in the background? That's kind of the other stuff. But then finally, let's talk about some of the fitness stuff. So if you guys are unaware, hopefully you are, I've been on a bit of a fitness adventure for the past 6 months. Today of me actually recording this is actually I actually didn't realize it is the 6-month anniversary of me losing weight. I started on September the 12th. It is currently March the 12th. Are we in March? So yeah, March the 12th. Today is actually the 6-month anniversary, and I've dropped over 50 pounds in weight. Feel free to Google it if that's whatever your conversions are. But yeah, 50 pounds of weight is quite a lot to lose in 6 months, with also, by the way, gaining muscle mass. So it's not like I've just become nothing. I've gained muscle mass in that time as well. If you're wondering how I did it, basically, worth noting, I do have a second YouTube channel, and I do upload occasionally on there when I have time. I did upload a car vlog. Obviously, I occasionally do vlogs in my car when I'm going to the gym and stuff. I uploaded one the other day, so if you want to have the in-depth what did I do about it, I go probably more in detail in that car vlog. It will be the most recent upload video on by the time this comes out. So if you check the link down below in the description, there'll be a second channel link. Go click that. But in essence, what did I do? I did intermittent fasting, 1 meal a day, with exercise. So I don't know if I'd recommend what I've done. The reason why, obviously, it's been very good in its results, but my environment, it allows me to do it. And what I mean by that is I'm a YouTuber streamer, right? So my bed is here and my work is here. So I get out of bed, I do my business, I have food, whatever, and then I'm back in my room. I don't have to get in my car and commute to an office. I don't have to go on a train. Mentally, those type of things require energy to do, traveling and stuff. I don't need to do that. So I can get away probably with a lot more in a diet and exercise than other people can. So yeah, 1 meal a day, which is pretty natural. Like a lot of people are doing intermittent fasting 1 meal a day, but I did it a bit more crazy, I guess. So if you look at and research intermittent fasting, they'll be telling you, yeah, eat your 1 meal if you're doing 1 meal a day, or do fasting for a 8-hour window and eat like a few meals in that window. And that, by the way, will help. I did legitimately 1 meal a day. So I just ate one thing, no snacks, one thing, less than 1,000 calories a day. So that's where some people are like, whoa, hold up. Yeah, that's my point. And that's why I wouldn't exactly recommend what I've done. You could replicate it, but I'd say do it to a less severe degree, especially if you are somebody that travels, goes to school, goes to work and all that. Like, have a 2,000 calorie meal for your 1 meal a day if you want to try 1 meal. I did it because I can get away with it. But yeah, with also going to the gym, I've practically doubled in strength, I'd say, in 6 months. Like my squat has doubled. My deadlift, I think, has more than doubled. Dumbbell overhand work has doubled. And how have I done that? Well, I still only go to the actual gym 1 time a week because, and I know it sounds crazy to some people, I don't have time to go up more. When I move out and get my own place, I am hoping that will free up, like when I have my own recording schedule and I don't have family members that, need to sleep, it will free up a lot more time for me in the day when I can actually stream at night, for example. So I'll be going to the gym a lot more when I've actually moved out. But what I've done is I go to the gym once a week. I've got a personal trainer and we push me very hard in that week. Then I have built a home gym. So we've got a pretty large garage and I've basically replicated a few things from the gym in the garage. So I've got a squat rack in the garage. I've got a deadlift station in the garage. I've got a bench. I've got dumbbells. Like I've got a lot of stuff in the garage now. Or garage if you're American. I've got a lot of stuff that allows me to practically do a full workout away from the gym. So what will happen is when I'm with my trainer, we'll do a session, and obviously last session we did upper body and chest and shoulders. He told me, okay, save your legs a little bit because next week when you're with me, we'll do a leg session together. And then in the interim, obviously I'll train 3 times in the garage in between my 2 gym sessions when I'm with my trainer. So later today, today's Thursday, I trained on Tuesday. So today I'll actually probably do a leg day today, like a squat session or something, because my legs will 100% recover by my next gym session. So I'll probably do a bit of legs today, maybe a bit of dumbbell work as well. And then I'll do another session on Friday. So the day, like tomorrow, I'll do probably a pulling session. So I'll probably do deadlift. And then Sunday, I'll probably do like a light little session of just dumbbell work. And then I'll be back in the gym on Tuesday. And that will be a big leg session. So 4 workouts a week. Generally, when I'm in the gym, because we kind of like smash it out, I'm in the actual gym for about an hour. When I'm actually in the garage, I take my time. I'm in the garage for about an hour and a half sometimes. So that's cool. So yeah, like that's in essence how I've done it. 1 meal a day, fasting. Practically, by the way, cut out all sugar. I'm back to having sugar now. You know, I do have some Chips Ahoy right here. So I'm back because, in essence, just to make the point clear, I've basically finished the weight loss. I still have a bit of fat. I'm not going to make like everybody go, damn, Huzz got a six-pack. No, obviously that's not going to happen in 6 months. But I am at the point now that I don't need to kind of like punish myself in the diet. Like, obviously, I know that's probably the bad thing to say, but I wasn't having any sugar. I wasn't having any carbs for 6 months. I now can, and I've been having that for roughly a week now. I've gained no weight. I'm still training, and that's probably the balance now, is I'm training while having some cookies or something. And weight-wise, I'm at 168, or roughly 168 pounds, which is, if you're from Britain, 12 stone dead. If you're from a kilogram country, let me Google it, just so everybody has the conversion to where they're from. So 160, wrong thing, 168 pounds is 12 stone dead, and that is 76 kilogram is how much I weigh. And considering I was 50 pounds heavier 6 months ago, yeah, it's been a pretty big transformation. Based on clothes and stuff, just to say, I was 6 months ago, I was a XL in most brands that I wore, you know, Under Armour, whatever, you know, Gymshark. I was an XL. Shirt, I'm now a medium. Literally a medium, which is kind of crazy. Shorts and whatever, like trousers, I'm a medium if it's like, you know, just not, I'm a medium in those as well. So like for tracksuit bottoms or gym shorts where they don't do like proper measurements, I'm a medium in those. But for like jeans and stuff, I went from a 40 to 42 waist 6 months ago. That the other day I just picked up my new pair of jeans that are a 32 waist. I'd say right now, if I actually am honest, I'm probably a 33. But I bought two 34 jeans maybe a month ago, and I noticed when I wasn't wearing a belt, I had to keep pulling them up. They were too big. But I got these 32, and I can get them on. I can do the button, I can do the zip perfectly fine, but they're just a little bit snug. So maybe if they were like soften a bit, cool. But I'm realistically probably a 33 right now. 34 is fine, but I can get into a 32. So practically also 10 inches around my waist is gone in 6 months. So overall, it's gone pretty well. You know, if you've been watching the channel for many years, that has been a goal of mine for as long as I've been a YouTuber. Lose weight. Every single time that we do a New Year's resolution video, the goal of it was, you know, lose weight. We did it, finally. Took a while, but we did it. So you can do it as well if you are like in a position that you think you need to. But that's the point. You need to think it. If people are telling you, if people are trying to guilt you into it, if people are bullying you into it, it's not going to happen. All I will say is the world is a weird place. I will say that. I haven't said this publicly, so this is going to be the first time I'm going to say it publicly. I, as a content creator, weirdly have been treated better recently than I think I ever have been. What I mean by that is, yeah, in the comment section, nearly daily, there was a comment about my weight, being overweight, being fat, calling me a name. Twitter, same kind of thing every now and then if I posted a picture. It's just a part of the internet culture is to hate that type of thing. Obviously, that will take a toll on you mentally, and it did, if I'm honest. But in the last few months, not a single comment about it. You know, if anything, I'm getting really positive and flattering comments. Haven't had one, and obviously me saying this might provoke a hater or something, but I'll ignore it. But without me saying this, legitimately, haven't had a single hate comment about how I look, about my weight, anything for, I'd say, at least 4 months from now, probably. So that's kind of cool too. It helps your mental when you feel better, but also you're not getting that hate every now and then. That's good. But that's going to be it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this Q&A. I imagine the footage in the background may have been taken from one of the poop games I've had recently, because I've got plenty of footage from bad games. If you guys did enjoy though, throw a like on the video, throw a comment, throw a subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. See you.